All right, classes, today we are going to be taking the Lesson 9 quiz. Make sure once you have it that you put your name at the top so that we know who is taking the test, or quiz, I should say. And then I'll go through these. Again, you can pause, fast forward, rewind, do all the things you need to make sure that you're successful with the questions. Please take your time. Make sure you answer everything thoroughly. So take your time. Make sure you answer all of the question. No rush for it. So, the first one. Number 1 says, Anna's basketball team starts with 50 protein bars. Each of the 9 players takes a bar before a game. So Anna's basketball team starts with 50 protein bars. Each of the 9 players takes a bar before a game. Use the rule subtract 9 to show how many protein bars are left at the end of the first 4 games. Write your answers in the blank. So keep in mind, it tells you the rule. Subtract 9. I often say that as minus 9. And you need to fill in how this will go. So obviously before, if there's 0 games, there's going to be 50 protein bars. So how many would there be after 1 game? Then fill in how many there'd be after 2 games. Then fill in how many there'd be after 3 games. And finally fill in how many there would be after 4 games. So fill in that chart. Keep in mind what the rule will be each time. Number 2 says, what two ways could you describe the shape pattern below? So you need to come up with 2 ways. Make sure you do it in 2 different ways. So write 1 way to describe the pattern here and 1 way to describe the pattern here. You've got to have 2 ways. So how could you describe what's happening here? Give some descriptors, try to use math terms, but try to come up with 2 different ways to describe what you see in this pattern. Number 3 says, Meyer drew the shape pattern below. Which statement describes the shape pattern? So one of these will be correct. Okay, so look at the pattern. Look at how it goes. All right, so notice the different shapes. The 24th spot will have a triangle. The 20th spot will have a pentagon. The triangle only appears in even-numbered spots. The octagon only appears in odd-number spots. I'll help you guys out a little bit. Here we have a triangle. Here we have a pentagon. We haven't talked about that. Pen means 5. And here we have an octagon, like a stop sign. So those are the different shapes that you have. All right, so you've got a triangle, pentagon, octagon, and another triangle. So read that one carefully. Make your best guess. There is only one correct answer. Take your time and try to figure that out. On this page, number 4. The rule for the pattern shown below is add 6. So again, the rule here is plus 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. If the pattern continues, what would be the 30th? What would be the 30th number in the pattern? Record your answer on the grid, then fill in the bubbles. So if the pattern continues, what will be the 30th number in the pattern? Keep in mind, this would be the first one, this would be the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So think to yourself, what would be the 10th number in the pattern? What would be the 20th number in the pattern? Then what would be the 30th number in the pattern? We're looking for the 30th. So take your time, use this space to solve, show your work. Really make sure you show your work. And when you get it, you can answer using these boxes. Make sure you fill in as you need to. And number 5, says, start with the number 2. Use the rule, multiply by 5. Write the next 3 numbers in the pattern. Show your work. Bunch of things here. First off, you're going to start with the number 2. You're going to use a rule of multiply by 5. So times 5. Then you're going to write the next 3 numbers in the pattern. Make sure you write the next 3. So down here, you're going to need 1 answer, 2 answers, 3 answers. Don't forget to show your work. How did you get your answers? Right? Do something to kind of show that you're getting that. So there's a lot of steps to this. Starting with the number 2, use the rule multiply by 5, and then write the next 3 numbers in the pattern. So the number 2 is already here. Okay? What are the next 3? Okay? You already have 2. What are the next 3 in the pattern? Think it out. Write your answer and make sure you show your work of how you're getting your answers. Remember, the rule is times 5. Okay, I know there's a lot of numbers in here. You're starting with 2. You're going to go times 5 and fill in the 3 spots. Try not to get confused with all the numbers. Okay, you've got 3 spots to do times 5, starting with the number 2. Take your time on that. Look through all of your answers. Make sure your name is on it. And when you're done, you can turn it in.